Okay, this is a phone call from the void, from the crumble. So a lot of you people out there, if you've been paying attention, there was a huge wave of energy that came in. Okay, and I know you felt it in your own way, however you feel that, and I was so excited about it. I was so enthused about it. I started pushing people out of my life who were not amplifying that energy. I started shifting major finances around. I felt like I was getting signs. I was getting signs, and to invest a lot of money in certain outcomes. And now I'm in the void. Now, one of the interesting things is the big thing that has been in my field is to get a boat. And I did get the boat, okay? And that's a major accomplishment. But for those of you who live in the state of Washington and you understand the extent of the bureaucracy, it's like I've got a boat. It's an amazing boat. It'll sail anywhere in the world. And now I have this logistical thing going on, which is almost as overwhelming to me as getting the boat. And but anyway, this is where I'm at now. I'm in the void right now. I'm in the crumble. I'm in the now what? Why was I put a large amount of money into an investment that completely crashed to zero when I was certain that it was going to go to a very large sum of money, and then I was going to be able to just live on my boat, you know. And so what I want to share with you all now is what I'm learning from this. And maybe you won't have to go through this experience. Maybe you can just see the truth in what I am learning, what I had to experience to learn. Because there's no way I could have experienced this through somebody telling of it. And so the universe always gives us what we need. And the void is where everything comes out of. It's where all the dark matter is. Once something is created, you can't take a tree and make a car out of it. You know, you have carpenters who can kind of illustrate the process of creation for that metaphor, and that's what art is when people take reality and they show us what creation looks like with things that have already been created. And that's a very rare talent, and that's a very important thing. It has been a very important thing for humanity for a long time, because so few people could actually create that we needed symbols of creation, and artists were our best representation for the most part. And now we are taking the next phase, which is actual creation. And that only happens from the void. It's where all energy is raw. It's where nothing has been formed. And this is what we are learning to do. And what I learned out of this experience, so I took a large portion of my finances, I invested them in a very risky investment, and I was certain that it was going to turn out, and all the factors that needed it to turn out happened, and then it just went to nothing. And then in my state of like, what the hell was that? Like, I was seeing numbers. Like, every time I checked my stock, it would have the numbers, the 444, it would have the 111, it would have the 222, all of it. It was just like, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I started out with a small amount that I was like, okay, if this pays off, I'm going to do this thing that will help my finances. And as it went along, and as I kept seeing the numbers, I was just like, this is a test. I have to do this. I have to, not really a test, but this is an opportunity to believe the universe and trust the universe and follow the universe, and I need to put more into it, because I'm going to regret it if I don't, because the signs are so clear. And then, so when it went to nothing, I just was like, I don't want to say depressed, but like my energy level definitely dropped. And I'm starting to question, like, what is this? But there's this, there is, oh my God, I'm almost moved to tears right now just thinking of it. There's this verse, an ancient scripture that says, seek my face, not my hand. And I don't know if you've ever tried to help somebody, or if you've had a child, or anybody who's relying on you for material things. There is a point where if you feel like they want what you can give for them more than they want you and your presence, and to know you, and to understand how you do what you do. Like, if you've ever had a kid that doesn't want to learn how to budget their money, or earn money, or make their bed, or then they just like, give me the money, I just want the money so I can buy this toy. You know what I'm talking about. And this is a much deeper level of that. But in my void, I listened to this beautiful, there's so many channelers on YouTube that are just so amazing. And this one, she does something with her voice, and it's such a high pitch. It's something that I've heard in my soul. I don't have a high pitched voice. I've never been able to mimic this, but it's like, it's beyond even what Enya does with the frequency. It's way up there, and it's piercing, but at the same time, it's very powerful and expansive. And when you drop into these meditations, I'll put a link below this video so that you can listen to her. It creates this beautiful space, and it's a pure void. It's a holy void. And instead of celebrating this huge financial windfall and living it up and going towards the next one, right? Because as soon as we get something, right, it's always what we do. We want something else, and that's okay, but that's a different pathway than when we don't get what we want, and we go inward and we search ourselves and we say, why didn't we? And that's when we discover the beauty of what's within. And so in that space, I found a place that was so much better than anything that I could have ever gotten into the material world. Once it's material, it's defined, it's something, and it's as amazing as it is, that's what it is, and it can't be changed. But in this eternal holy void, it flows, and it can change by the second, and as soon as we experience it, it can go into what we want next. And there's this flow of love, and that's what we want. That's what we want. That is what we want. That is what we want. And right now we have all these people that are on the planet. I have a brother that runs 100 miles out through the Pacific Northwest. Wim Hof takes it even further and climbs Mount Everest in shorts and no shirt, and swims in ice cold water, and is teaching people how to warm their body, how to generate heat through breath work. And the reason I'm bringing that up is a lot of people will talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that's been used to show that people need certain things before they can advance spiritually. And we are in a stage where our Creator, whether that's us in our highest form, or whether but it's us. We are trying to show ourselves that we do not need anything for spiritual enlightenment. We do not need any physical needs. for spiritual enlightenment. We don't need that. We want it, and that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm super excited for the people like Abraham Hicks. Esther Hicks, because Abraham is the spirit that she channels. Esther is the human who has maintained this delicious experience. When you talk to her, she will talk about the beauty of flying on a nice airline in first class, or driving around in her brand new automobiles, or experiencing her beachfront homes, and she loves it. But more than that, she loves the delicious experience, as she calls them, of going through what most of us would consider a mundane or annoying experience, completely blissed out on her interactions because she has a friend who's willing to push her comfort zone. Her friend Barbara, that she takes through the airport, and they end up laughing with the TSA agents and joking with, like, just creating this bubble of delight. And a lot of us end up, when we're looking at things through Maslow's lens, we want to push that out a little bit and say, no, we need these things, and then of course I would be happy in the airport. But you're getting the cart before the horse. It's completely backwards, and this is what I'm learning in this experience. We have to have joy in the void. We have to have joy in the nothing. And that is when we can move forward and allow things to flow in and out of our experience, because no matter what you want, you're going to want something else. And if you don't have that adaptability, when things start flowing into your life, you're going to hold on to them, and they will drag you to hell, because they are there to flow through. And as soon as they come into your experience, they're going to leave your experience, because you're going to want something else. And that's okay. That is okay. That's what we came here to do. We came here to learn how to create from a place of enjoyment, from a place of understanding who we are and how to create. And this spiral that you see in the universe, we are at the center of that, and everything else rotates around us. It goes in our experience. The planets, they don't have this perfect round path around the sun. Our sun doesn't have this perfect round path around the great central sun of our galaxy. No, it's spiral. Sometimes it's way away, and sometimes it comes back. And sometimes things leave our solar system. Sometimes we have comets that come in and they get burnt up by the sun. Sometimes they come in and they get slingshot out. There are times where moons leave orbits. There are times where planets leave solar systems. It happens. And if we are trying to hold on to them, they can't even rotate, and it just collapses. Can you imagine if just for 5 seconds our entire solar system just totally stood still and stopped all movement? We would drop out of the galaxy. We have this great elliptical plane, and it's all kept in place through movement. And as soon as that movement stops, and that's what so many of us are doing with our manifestations, with our creation, is instead of creating from the void and going into the void with joy and letting things go as they dissipate, we need to keep up. We need to keep up. We need to let things go before we even grab onto them. We need to, it's just like if you got a car that's moving by you, you don't want to step out in front of it and hold your hands up. By the time that thing is a reality, when you manifest that car and it's coming toward you, you just want to tap your hands on it as it goes by and know that there's something else coming in. You want to flow, because it's that state of flow. Michael Singer, I think, untethered souls. He talks about this. It's that flow of energy. That's what we want. That's what we want. You look at the ultra wealthy, I don't care. There's so many of you, you're going to hear this name, you're just going to shut down, and you're good. Go for it. If you want to hold on to an idea and step out of spiritual creative juice. You know what? I'm not. You guys, there are some of you that you've labeled people that you've never met, and you're saying they're bad people, and you don't even know who they are. And you need to stay in your own universe, because you're hearing these names and you're watching the news and you're going along with this narrative that has not served anybody. It's never made a better creator. It's taken people out of their truth. So just stop doing that. I'm not gonna trigger you guys. We all have things that we need to learn, and I don't want you to miss out on this, because this, once you get this, you'll just figure that out, the other stuff on your own. I don't think there's anything else. I think I'm going to love you and leave you here. I think whatever was coming through me, I've shared it. I'm going to put this on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, I don't have any followers. My channel is like 0, and I'm doing nothing to change that. So if this finds you, it was meant to find you. I mean, you can check it out. I've got some other rant video about a childhood trauma experience that I worked through that's definitely not polished. This is not a video that was designed to reach a bunch of people. If this reaches one person, and if sharing this helps me understand my lesson, then this is going to be like a nuclear bomb in creation, because when 2 people start doing this, the whole world is going to change. And if this is you, brother or sister, I love you, and I'm excited for you, because this is a powerful lesson. I am not an amateur manifester. I've manifested a brand new car in my experience. I manifested $100,000 in 3 days. I am not an amateur. I have been like pouring my life into this for over 5 years, and I have been dipping my toes and trying to get into it in other ways since I very first heard about it. And this is who I am. This is everything. And I haven't really got into sharing this with people on a mass scale, but I'm feeling like I need to, because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. And if I can just hand you guys a lesson, and you can take it and then show me how to do something amazing one day, and that's the new economy for planet Earth. And that's how governments realize they just don't even need to exist anymore, because people are so beautiful and they're so creative, and there's so much wealth being generated that we don't need governments to protect us, because we're not trying to harm each other. We're not operating out of a limited mindset that there's only so much to go around, and we got to put up walls and make sure people don't take our shit. But that's where we're going, and it's going to be a bumpy road, because there's a lot of void, there's a lot of crumble, there's a lot of systems failing, there's a lot of people thinking that it's bad, but it's not. It's not. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And the creation that so many of us in a lot of ways depend on, and have been hypnotized through movies and media and songs, and have learned to feel like we need these things to be there in order to be happy. That's the exact thing that's keeping us from our joy. It's the exact thing that's keeping us from understanding who we are. And as this unfolds, those who embrace the void, those who embrace the creator, their highest self, this flow of love, more than anything else, more than, no matter how amazing it is, no matter how scary it is, it's all an illusion. And when we can watch it go by, we can enjoy the show, and that love is what we have. That constant, never-ending flow of love. And it's not short-circuiting because we're trying to hold on to stuff and keep it from moving. It's flowing through us, and we're just watching it. We're like, oh, that sucked. That was scary. Oh, this is awesome. This is cool.